cute with the Y. I like that. How does Greg feel about a name change? I mean, he like picked out the name. Well, he suggested the name. But I don't know if I'm going to be changing it. I haven't made that decision yet. I'm leaning actually towards not changing it. It's just I want to figure all that out before I do anything. Like, I want to be very sure about what I'm doing, like if I'm going to change it. And I think maybe just right now I'm not ready yet, because I've talked about this a little bit, but like in order to like legally change my name and all of that stuff, I'm going to have to come out to like literally everybody, and I just don't know if I'm at that point yet with my family and some other people in my life. I don't feel like I'm there yet, and that may be why I'm feeling like leaning more towards not changing it, but I don't know. What was the process of finding the name? Greg and I just kind of like started talking about it, because I was talking about it and talking about potentially changing it, and I told him I couldn't find like a name that I loved, and he suggested Eli because it's kind of derived like off of Elaine, and I really liked it. So that's about it. Does your family not watch your videos? You present yourself very masculine, so I figured they would know if they watched it. I know my dad watches some of my videos. I don't know if he watches all of them. If he does know, he's never said anything to me. My mom does not watch my videos. So, I mean, she may know, but again, she hasn't said anything to me. They know that I'm bi. I've had kind of a discussion about my dad with that. I think my mom knows. We haven't had that discussion either. So, I don't know. Do I have a degree? I do. I have a bachelor's of science in psychology. How can you help other people if you haven't even told your own family? In lots of ways. There's lots of ways to help people, even if you're not ready to come out to your family. I don't have a super supportive family. I mean, they're not unsupportive. They're not going to disown me or anything. Like, my family does care about me, but they're not going to understand. I don't feel like they're going to understand, and I feel like right now bringing it up and telling them and coming out and stuff is not going to be worth it, because it's just going to make everything really awkward, and they're just going to invalidate me, and they're not going to use my pronouns or anything like that. So I don't feel ready to do it yet. Coming out is a completely personal choice, so if I want to come out to some people and not to others, that's my choice to make. And that doesn't mean I can't, talk about being non-binary on the internet, or, tell people it's okay to be themselves. I totally believe that coming out's a personal choice, and if you aren't ready to do it, then you don't have to. They sound like they're stuck in their ways. I think that my parents think a lot of things are phases, and so they don't really respect it or think it's valid for that reason. And that's not to say like my parents are bad people or they have bad intentions or whatever. I don't think that they'll understand. Yeah, I don't think they'll understand where I'm coming from. But like I said, I don't think that they would like necessarily like be mean to me or disown me or whatever. I just think that it's not gonna change anything besides making things potentially awkward and more uncomfortable if I were to ask them to use they, them pronouns or whatever, and they won't do it just because they don't think that it's necessary. Am I gonna go further in my degree? I don't know yet. Your sister knows, doesn't she? Yes, my sister knows. My sister has been in the loop with everything, even like with my newer developments, like wanting to change my name and things like that. It's weird to come out to strangers online before your family. I actually really disagree because for me, the internet served as a great place for me to find myself because it was a community of trans people and queer people who were very supportive of me and provided sort of like a safe space for me. And so I felt safe coming out and talking about that kind of stuff with the internet because this was my safe space and is sometimes. Thank you, Caitlin, for 50 bars. It's hard to explain, but like, you know, as far as like my journey and like finding myself, when I was in high school, like it didn't happen at home. That was not my safe place. What's on your lips today? There's not really much left on because I ate just now, but I was wearing Icon by Bare Minerals. Skin looks super clear today. Thank you. I'm wearing foundation. It's clearing up. I think what they mean is it's better to sit down and talk with your family instead of them finding about it through someone else. Well, what's better for somebody is different for everybody. So what may be better for you is not necessarily better for me. So I get to make that decision about how I go about coming out to my family, and I get to decide what's best for me. Does Greg still do live streams? Yeah, he does. I think he mostly streams on Twitch. I'm not sure what's going on with that or where he streams. I don't typically watch his streams because I'm usually very busy. I feel like we should set a light goal today. We haven't set a light goal in a while. Thank you, Laura, for 100 bars. So I think I'll come out to my family at some point. I hope to, yeah. It would be a great relief if I came out to my family and everyone was supportive and used my pronouns and stuff. It would be a great relief to me. 20K? Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for 20K. That sounds reasonable. When did I come out as non-binary to the internet? 2015, I believe. I started kind of talking about not being cis, but I was very unsure for a long time and just used genderqueer for a long time. But I think it was 2015. Yeah. It's been a long time. $20.3K will get you on top broadcasters. Oh, cool. Well, let's shoot for that. 20.3K is the light goal. What's the difference between non-binary and gender fluid? I mean, gender fluid is a non-binary identity, but gender fluid people, their gender is fluid, so some days they identify differently than other days. I'm not gender fluid. I'm more like, I guess, I don't really know. I don't really have a label yet, but it's more kind of towards like the trans masculine side. But my gender isn't really fluid like that. But yeah, being gender fluid is part of like the non-binary umbrella. There are many different identities that fall under like being non-binary. Basically, non-binary is like an all-encompassing term for anything that is not binary. What's your favorite snack? I love the soy yogurt with granola in it. Demi Boy? Yeah, Demi Boy is something I've been kind of tossing around in my head. I don't know if it's a great fit for me, and I don't know if that's because I'm afraid to identify like that for some reason, or if because it's actually not a good fit. But I haven't really found a label yet, and I'm actually kind of okay with that right now. Like, I've just been using like non-binary or transmasculine for the most part, which has been pretty fun for me. I mean, I would love to find a label at some point, but I've tried to stop like fretting about it and just let it happen when it happens. For you, are labels more of a comfort or a stress? I like labels. I like having a label. It makes me feel like I got my life figured out. But I know that some people don't like labels, so to each their own. This was my jam when I was in like 8th grade. Is that social repose? No, no. I'm actually offended about it. No. Oh, thank you, Gemini. It's the Used, and it's iconic. It's an iconic song. Am I still using blur filters in beauty videos? I have not put a filter of any sort on my beauty videos in quite a while. I haven't really been putting them on my Lainey bot videos that much either. I put it on my last one, but I haven't been doing it on a lot of them. What's on your makeup wish list? I want the Soft Glam palette, the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. I want... I don't know. That's really the only one I've thought of is that one. I know there's more, but I can't remember. You did put blur filters on? I didn't notice, actually. I don't know if what I was putting on, like, had a blur. I don't think that it did, but it was color correction, which apparently is a no-no as well, so I just took it off altogether.